Morning, welcome back everyone. I know it's an afternoon video today, but today's Sunday. I have a few altcoins that were requested, so I'm going to go over them. The first one starting off is Hbar. This is the weekly chart. Before we get kicked off, please, as usual, don't forget to like, subscribe, press the bell button for notifications so you get these updates as they come out. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in trading with me live or have any questions you would like answered immediately, feel free to join the Discord server. Link to the servers in the description of this video below, alongside all the other affiliate services that I use and recommend that helps the channel grow. So thank you so much. Now let's get onto the TA of Hbar, an altcoin from way back in the day. Started off high, ended up low. We're underneath the original listing price, so it's a buying opportunity if you want to ride the altcoin wave to all-time highs, or at least retest all-time high. That's a possibility of a scalp. This is Hbar on a weekly. You can see we've already just dipped into the lows, and we've already had TA on this before, so I'm going to turn it on. This was what we had prior. We were looking to take a long scalp off of the low. This was like a year ago too. Around 4.5 cents, and we were trying to take profit around 5.5 cents. We actually had that trade hit, and then once the overshoot came, we were looking for a long scalp in that same area again with stop loss of around 4 and 3. You saw that actually hit over here, and that's when the uptrend actually started after that golden pocket got tapped and tested. So this stuff is all done and over. I'm just going to leave that there for, just being able to back test the fibs and stuff, that hey, this was legit. Doing that with this data, we have placed new fibs, and I did this earlier today. So every altcoin that we covered today with these fibs set up is something I placed before I made the video, so that way I know what I'm talking about and I'm just not shooting nonsense. One thing you got to see was that this top over here around 18 cents had a huge sell, and since that you've only had a downtrend, but you just tested this golden pocket. Once again, the wick, just like all the other altcoins have done, it's telling you that as long as we're above 4.5 cents, it's looking good for upside continuation. You've actually just retested this entire order block. The people who relonged took their profit one more time again here at 6 cents, and now if 6 cents holds, we will go test into 9 cents one more time for the second take profit. It's over here that we have to see if we get further or not. Over here, the chances of us rolling down and retesting support before breakthrough, the odds of that is like around 50-50. So just be aware that that's where the next level of resistance is. But once you're clear of this level, this is like the path of least resistance. We're literally fighting the lows. So between 4.5 cents and 6 cents is a great accumulation zone for this asset long term, for you to get out at around 9 cents and then 12 and then beyond, because all-time high was all the way over here, right? 18. So keep that into consideration moving forward for Hbar. It does look good for upside continuation as long as the supports are holding. Now let's go to the next coin, which is Tezos. And we'll do it on Binance. And apparently this is one that I don't have my drawings on, so this is not the right chart. Bybit? Nope. Let's see, Tezos USDT. I mean, I probably just did the first one. Yeah, there you go. So I did it on Binance Spot. On the weekly, you can see that, let me turn this off. You're basically underneath the listing lows. This is like one of the better risk to reward areas to long. Yeah, you could go lower, but the lowest that you could go is to 0, right? And then the risk to reward for the upside is much better. So that's why I'm just showing you that, hey, if you're looking to accumulate this, it's looking good. And I think Nancy Pelosi just bought into this around 30 cents a few days ago, if not, right? I was buying this at 37 cents. No, this wasn't it. This is something else. Tensor. It was Tensor. Tensor for smart contracts. So this is Tezos on daily. You can see we did the same thing that we did on all the other alts, put in that like secondary low, and we've defended that low, and we're above the 72-cent money line. As long as 72-cent holds, you assuming this is a swing failure pattern for downside, and now what they're going to do is try to liquidate shorts or put pressure on shorts. From 72 cents, if we hold with daily open and closes, the path of least resistance is over here at $1. After we get to $1.50, everything is clearly marked here, so it's basically zone to zone trading. You can see you were accumulated here. You can see that the people who bought here got pushed out, but someone is accumulating this level, hence why you are wicking away from this 60-cent area. So if you could get 60 cents, congratulations. That's a very, very good entry. If you get under 60 cents, you're basically getting like institutional levels. That's if they let you even get into that, because you had to have that this wick. What day is this? Sunday, August 4th. Okay, so they did it on a Sunday, first of all, so you're obviously doing whatever you're doing with your life. You're not going to be paying attention on a Sunday. And then here you go. I just want you to see that this happened on a Sunday, and then Sunday doesn't matter. So it was the Monday that really mattered, and it happened within one 30-minute candle dump, completely recouped in the next hour, and then again in the evening a slow drip down to retest these lows. These lows held, complete impulse back up, and then if you really, really, really do your analysis and you have this kind of level set up, right? What are you seeing over here? Inverse head and shoulder, no? So just take this into consideration, that somebody got the bottom. Hopefully now they're going to defend it, and they're going to distribute the position they bought at these lows. They're going to distribute it higher. They'll hopefully follow the schematic of the fibs that I have drawn out for you, but it's on a weekly. And then if you even take off this, you're already bullish engulfing. So all the people who shorted these bottoms got liquidated, and it's continuing back up at least to the top of the order block, which is around 81 cents. And then you get your next level over here, which is the neckline of this huge head and shoulder, which is 5 waves. Okay, let me just do it for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth wave is the highest amplitude. 6, 7, top, neck, and now you're doing this A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all over again for you to put in the bottom, and then look for upside continuation. Your fair price is, median, which is $1. And if you want to test all that kind of TA, you can do like a range, right? Like fixed volume range. Your point of control is over here at 91 cents, which is very close to $1, which point of control will move as there's more volume coming in. But the gist of what I'm trying to tell you, if you're just trading, simple TA, here's your value area low, 69 cents. As long as you're above 69 cents, your fib is telling you 72 cents is confirming the upside continuation. Your point of control is telling you, hey, 91 cents is where, point of control fair value is. Your fib is telling you that's at $1. And then your value area high, which is, your premium for this product is $1.44, and you got the fib saying $1.50. So you got like 10-cent ranges with volume induced price, as well as, which is a lagging indicator. You need the data to close for this to come. Your leading indicator is your fib, because all you needed was to know where a pivot bottom was. You pull a fib, and the fib is giving you where you're trying to go with some accuracy, and your volume is leading you into those things. That's why you're impulsing into certain levels and rejecting. Okay, there you go. So now we're done with this one. I'm going to delete these things because I don't use those anymore. I don't need all this. I don't need all this. That's not how I trade, but this is how I trade. And using this schematic, if I'm going to take a long right now at 72.5, I'll keep my stop loss underneath 67.5, and I'll let this sucker ride. My stop loss really should be this 53.5, but I'm not going to ride it all the way back down. I'll stop myself out, and I know that, hey, sometimes people keep their stops too tight and blah, 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 blah. That's fine. I'll keep my stop where I want it, and then I'll have an entry back on the schematic. As long as that stop doesn't break, then I'll be actually following my plan, and this thing ain't gonna run away from me. You know, right now I have to manage my risk a little bit higher due to the fact that, hey, I was not a institutional buyer where I got this wick, and that day everything did this. So these guys accumulated everything they wanted on all these assets across the board at the same time. So I mean, this is like impressive stuff to me. So that kind of coordination, unless the market is, you know, unless you're cherry picking what asset moved more or the other, they're all moving as a whole. So for me, all the alts, the index is E. You know, crypto in general, the index is Bitcoin. So anyway, that's another stuff. If you're interested in tinfoil stuff like that, feel free to join me on the Discord. Link to the Discord is in the description of this video below. Let's go now to Mana. Here is Mana USD on Binance, and you can see this thing was a gaming craze, and people made a bunch of money, and then they gave it all back if they didn't take profit, and now some people are just basically in the doghouse. So we're basically not underneath the listing low. We're still holding above those lows, meaning people are literally holding, and that's a good thing because you're basically buying the cheapest possible time while they're basically they're holding. If they didn't hold, we'd be under listing price. So it gives you somewhat confidence that there's people out there that give a toot about this asset. I know that this one did not do everything that we're looking for. So you have to take this as a grain of salt. Are we claiming 32 cents to go to 62 cents? Or are we rejecting 32 cents to get to that money line of 15, and then we're going to go here and then here? So this asset is not as clean and easy as the other ones, right? So what I would do is not trade until this hits, because I'm going to follow. I'm not going to chase this one because it did not already hit the liquidity that I needed to. So this one, I'm going to be patient. This one, I could probably short into this. If the rest of the market shows weakness, I would short it. And yeah, I would have my stop loss literally at 33 cents, 1 cent above, because if it hits it, and then we could look for this not to happen because the original holders held it and defended, and that's why we're going to go back to 52 to find a rejection. And look at this head and shoulder you have right above this level, and look where you rejected this level and you had this impulse down. This is an important level. Why are we doing this dance on this level over here? Probably look left. Okay, you can see some confluence. This level has been support before it's resistance, and when it's resistance, you fight a little bit underneath this 32 cent level. Okay, over here, this little spoof, and this 32 cent level over here, this little spoof. But as long as you're above 32 cents, look at the reward. So maybe 32 cents is something to consider taking the risk if you want to, but be aware that I'm much more confident in that long at 15 cents than 32, and that's 50% drop. If you're going to take that, be ready to DCA into that 50 cent level. I mean, that's common sense stuff, right? So that's what I have to say about that. And then if you want to do that same analysis, you see, this is as cheap. You're underneath value area low. So if you take this 32 thing, you better be ready to take profit at 37, then ride it up. Because this asset is doing, there's such a big drop in range. You got to just be ready for the waves. And, I gave you more data. You pull this volume the way you want. I'm just pulling this range of this up and down, what's going on. And it's telling you right now, like, you're basically crossing the bottom, and the next possible level is over here around 40-50 cents. And that makes sense because you can see the consolidation after this 32 cent. The next level of consolidation is right here between 39 and 49. You just got to be patient. That's about it. That's the enemy of trading, is patience. So this is something that is like a B grade setup, C grade setup. The other ones are like A plus if you got the bottom, and they were worth you putting like $1 million. Are you gonna put $1 million in this trade? Hell, fucking no. But the other ones, you could do that with those tight risk managements. So yeah, now let's look at the last one, which is sand, and we're done for the day. So let's make sure this is the right one. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. So this one was one I've actually looked in the past before. I was doing something short to this level here because this is my target back in the day. So that short obviously played out, and it actually ended up being a level of support, ironically. So uh, on sand, I'm basically looking here on the left, and I see these lows, and that is basically the same way I'm approaching those other assets. This one is giving you a higher low, which is bullish, okay? Just like the last one we just saw, which I already forgot the ticker. Geez, Mana. Mana is doing something different that all the other alts we covered the last week or two did not do, which is putting in the wick on the lows, taking out the lows, and then recovering. So this is a higher low. So, and then look at how big this thing retraced. So maybe that's a common thing, that if something had like a 80-90% blow off top, it's doing a higher low probably to do another blow off top, like a second higher low, like $5, something like that. I would not consider that out of the realm of reality, as long as these coins have use case of the gaming in crypto. So if the game is boring and done and there's a new game that's doing stuff better, then that's probably why these coins won't recoup until the original investors let go. But I mean, if I was going to try to take this long, I would just wait for this level around 26 cents, and then I would try to ride it higher. If it goes under 20, if you take the long at 26 and you go under the last low over here 20, that's it. I would wait patiently then for the next one around 11 cents. There's no reason to trade air. That's one of the main things I like stress. You didn't need to, if you missed this short, right? You would have had to wait for this level to short again. If the short never came, you were waiting for this level to take a long. That's basically how I would have been trading it. If you took the long on this level, you would have gotten some profit, and then you would have waited to relong. You could have got some profit one more time maybe, because what's going on is you're setting in higher lows, right? So I would have been, if I took this long, I would have been looking here to take some profit. If I would have took this long, I would be looking left to take profit, like right away at the bottom and then at the top of the order block. If I took this long, I would be looking left to take profit immediately at the wick or at the fib, due to the fact that the last lows is where the resistance is. Before we can go up, we have to break those levels. So that's like the first natural spot that I'm going to take profit. If I'm shorting and we dump, when I'm taking profit, it's basically at the last low. If we're long, I'm taking profit at the last high situation, because that's basically where people are going to try to re-short. So just keep that reverse psychology mentality some of the times. This is one of those assets. It's a C setup. Unless I see the liquidity taken of the lows, I'm not trying to jump into this long, because I know that this could come to 10 cents. So this is another coin that I just would not take the risk on. This and Mana. The rest of them, they did the liquidity sweep, so you can attempt. I just am not comfortable. If this doesn't do that under a listing low, right? Why did those other ones? Is this a better use case coin? Maybe do that kind of comparison. Check some stuff out in fundamentals or tokenomics, because the technical analysis saying be patient. And that's all I have to say about these coins, guys. If you guys have any questions or concerns, hit me up in the comment section below. Please trade safe. Today, Sunday, CME is going to open, and we have basically 1 week for the monthly close. So please, please, please look at those higher time frames for where we're trending. And last but not least, if you are interested in trading me live, feel free to join me on the Discord server. Link to the server is in the description of this video below, alongside all the other affiliate services that I use and recommend that helps the channel grow. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Trade safe. Bye-bye.